You know the answer.
Okay, now it's recording. So Mary Helen, raise your hand if your name is Mary Helen.
Me.
So we can know who we're talking about here. All right, Mary Helen, what did you just say?
I made a confession that the only movie that I have seen in the final four is Jurassic Park.
And just to be
There,
clear,
I said it.
so and that's all that I've heard to this point, but I need a little bit of clarification. You're saying that you have not seen any of the Star Wars movies, including Solo and Rogue One. You have not seen any of the Harry Potters, and you have not seen any of the 4 Avengers movies.
Okay.
And hold on.
Okay.
Am I also hearing that you have not seen? You've only seen the first of the Jurassic Park movies, the first Jurassic Park movie.
I've seen
all 5 of them.
Well, no, I haven't. Wait. What's the newest Jurassic? Is it Jurassic World or Jurassic Park?
Yeah.
Jurassic World. Wait.
Okay.
Have you seen Jurassic World, but not the original Jurassic Park?
Yeah, I haven't seen the original.
Oh my.
Mary Helen, if it makes you feel better, I've seen none of the Jurassics, whatever. No Jurassics.
Have you seen both of the reboots, both of the Jurassic World movies?
Yes.
So you're a Jurassic World purist.
Yes.
But believe it or not, Mary Helen, that park was opened and closed 3 other times prior to the Jurassic World franchise.
Wait, say that again.
I said, believe it or not, that park was opened and closed 3 other times prior to the Jurassic World franchise.
Yes. Yes.
I have seen the first 2 Harry Potters.
Oh, so you've seen 2 of the Harry Potter movies?
Yes.
The Sorcerer's Stone, the Chamber of Secrets.
Are you sure, Mary Helen, that you haven't only seen the last 2 Harry Potter movies?
No. Okay, the thing, one summer, me and my friend, we made an agreement where I would watch all the Harry Potters, and then for whatever Harry Potter movie we watched, then we would watch the movie I wanted to watch. So we only got through 2 Harry Potter movies. So.
And after the Harry Potter movies, what were the movies you were wanting to watch?
I'm trying to.
Are they like Nicholas Sparks movies? I mean, I'm trying to tell us who you like. I'm curious to know movies are a window into the personality.
I think one of them was How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days.
Okay, yeah.
That's one of my favorites.
All right, so rom-com.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I love a good rom-com.
Yeah.
I don't really remember the other one. It was like probably 4 or 5 summers ago. So.
Well, the OCYG, we've talked about doing a rom-com movie marathon, because we love movie marathons as evidenced by this tournament. So I'm a big fan of rom-coms. How have you avoided, first of all, so the rest of us, has everybody here, everybody else on the call seen at least one of the Star Wars movies? And has everybody seen at least one of the Avengers movies?
I think so.
And has everybody seen a Harry Potter, a Harry Potter movie?
Yes.
Okay. Mary Helen, you didn't read the Harry Potter books, I'm guessing. Okay. Well, I would, I mean, that's the reason a person hasn't seen the movies. They haven't read the books. I remember D. Knox's very first summer at OCYG. Was this like 2 weeks after you started, or the week you started?
No, because the week I started was camp, but then
We started the day that we left for camp.
Yeah, my first day on the job, I drove a bus with Emily. Emily was a passenger.
You're right.
I was a student.
My first day on the job, they hand me keys to a bus filled with their prized graduates,
and they drive
them 2.5 hours to camp. Yeah.
So, and then it was 2 weeks later that we did the Harry Potter movie marathon.
Yeah, I watched Harry Potter for the first time. I'd never seen any of them.
And you'd never read them either.
I had not read them, no.
Yeah, so that was a crazy experience. So Mary Helen, let's drill down a little deeper.
Okay.
What went wrong these last several years? I'm kidding. Not everybody is a, fantasy movie, superhero movie watcher. But I am curious to know whether have you seen any of the Marvel Cinematic Universe movies? Have you seen the Guardians or the Iron Man or Captain America Winter Soldier or any of those movies?
Is Spider-Man included in Avengers or no?
Well, it depends on which Spider-Man, but if you mean the one with Tom Holland, either one of the Tom Holland movies, then yes.
Okay, I have seen this.
Okay. All right.
So
Great.
Spider-Man's
So-
like the only one.
Tragedy averted. Because listen, if you hadn't seen a single MCU movie, our whole week next week as a team was going to be shot because we were going to have to come up with some sort of schedule to bring Mary Helen up to speed. But since you've seen the Spider-Man movies, I think
I'll do some homework this weekend and try to which one should I start with? Star Wars, Harry Potter, or I guess I should wait until
that is a great question. Well, I have this whole thing about how, the order of movies in which a person should watch the Star Wars movies.
David, you need to send her your Rubio brother.
Yeah, that's right.
Thingamadoo.
Although, you know what I did not say on that podcast is I probably would change my order now, and I probably would do 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9. I don't think I would save number 6 to the end of the whole thing, or I don't think I would watch it 6th anymore, because my reasoning for going 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 6, back when there were only 6 movies, the reasoning was so that you could finish on this victorious and glorious high note, which of course happens again in number 9. Spoiler alert, a little bit. Those are newer movies, but probably everybody's seen it. Well, I mean, obviously somebody hadn't seen it. So whoops, Mary Helen, forget what I just said about all that. But I do think, I tend to think if you're going to do your homework, I mean, I would love to hear different thoughts on this, but I would tend to say you should watch Star Wars Episode 4, A New Hope, followed by Empire Strikes Back, followed by the first Jurassic Park, followed by Iron Man. And what did I leave out? I left out Harry Potter. Man, it's hard to pick. I mean, you just kind of
Harry Potter 4.
Harry Potter 4.
Goblet of
Is the fourth
Fire.
the one to watch?
I
But
think
you
you
gotta-
should watch them
Oh,
in order.
I would
think
go to my
you should
grave
watch-
believing 4th is the best one.
You can't watch Harry Potter out of order, though.
Right, you just have, you can't watch them out of order.
You will be so confused if
Yeah.
you watch the Harry Potters
But-
out of order.
I mean, but you can't watch every single movie in one week. So if you're going to try and do some Final Four, man, you're going to have to hurry, Mary Helen.
Well, shouldn't she wait till the winner's announced? That way she hasn't just seen, like,
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. Okay, so we'll put
And
this
I
off
think
till
you
later in the
know-
summer. Ryan has been holding his hand up. Ryan, your turn. Go ahead.
I have a question for you, David Rubio.
Yeah.
And I'm just curious. I just want to pick your brain a little bit. But you said in your Star Wars watching brain, you say 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, and I get that's the order it was created. I
Well,
understand
no,
that.
hold on. I would say 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9.
Yeah. Why not? And is it because of the big thing that happens in the 5th movie that you wouldn't just watch chronologically?
And by chronologically, you mean within the universe of the Star Wars timeline.
Yeah. So 1, not by actual creation, but by baby Anakin 2.
Well, there's
Right.
there's more than one reason. But yes, the primary reason is there's a moment, and I don't want to give this away for Mary Helen, obviously, but there's a moment in episode 5 that is really important and really big, and sort of the whole story hinges on this one element. And if you've seen episodes 1, 2, 3 before you watch episode 4 and 5, then it's kind of like, we are like, we knew this. I mean, this is for the viewer. It's not an interesting moment in 5.
I grew up knowing it.
Correct.
I watched the prequel. But like my dad was in theaters when 5.
Yeah, exactly.
He tells to this day the best cinematic moment in history.
Yes.
A lot of arguments would be that.
I would say, culturally speaking, it is the moment. for me personally, probably the end of Back to the Future with the punch of Biff, followed by the lightning and the clock tower and the car and the 88 miles an hour. That probably eclipsed it for me when I was 13 years old in 1985. But in 1980, as I was, an 8-year-old watching that movie, number 5,
That's a good
in the
question.
theater.
We haven't done some get to know you stuff in a while.
Yeah.
Most impactful cinematic moment in a movie theater.
Yeah, good. That's good. That's good. Most impactful moment in a movie in the theater.
Mine would be with our Final Four. I remember being 12 years old watching Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
And the first scene where you see the brontosauruses come, it's hilarious watching it now because it does not. Our CGI has improved so much, but at the time, it was miraculous watching it, and it was so exciting. So that's easily that or The Matrix. Watching the first Matrix would be my top 2 moments. Yeah, quit eating my external hard drive.
Did you like background music to that? Actually,
beautiful.
Also one of our favorite YouTube melodica moments is a
most definitely
Jurassic Park moment. Anybody else? Who's next?
For me, I was watching Toy Story 3 in theaters, and they're all. If you haven't seen Toy Story 3, I'm about to spoil a big part. But they're all holding hands. And last time, I had grown up watching those on VHS, and they're all holding hands going into the furnace,
sliding down.
They just look at each other, and they don't say anything. They just hold hands and they look at each other, and I'm getting chills talking about it because the impact that made of oh my gosh, they don't have anything to say, and they don't have to say anything because their physical contact and them touching, going into the fire is a really, really cool. It's a really cool moment that I think encapsulates a lot of the gospel. I could do sermons on it. I probably will one day. But that is the most important moment of my cinematic history in theater.
That's great. Who's next? I love that moment.
I think mine.
Rachel, you go.
Mine would probably have to be Inside Out. I remember summer, I was a camp counselor, and we went to go see all that together. Something about it, I just remember I sat and sobbed in the theater, but it was so good, so powerful, but just the whole storyline of it was just so good.
Was the moment for you the hockey after the hockey game moment? And the tree.
Kind of that. Also, when then she's on the bus.
The bus, yes.
She runs back home to her parents. Yes. It still gets me.
Oh man, Emily.
I was gonna say my senior year of high school, High School Musical 3 came out. And me and all of my friends, we skipped school one day, and I'm a rule follower. I was a great student. I never missed class or school for anything. And we all decided that we were all going to skip school and go to see High School Musical 3 together. And the very end, we talked about this recently, but the very last scene where they're all, at graduation, and then the singing and the caps and gowns. Oh my God. We were all just sobbing because we were about to graduate, and it just really hit home. It was an amazing movie, but also for us at the time, it was so appropriate and very emotional.
High School Musical.
I wanted to
have to
say,
let it go.
It's funny to Rachel's greatest moment was Inside Out, and that's my least favorite movie moment in the history of my life.
Oh, I'm so glad I'm not the only one.
Because of your tears?
No, because of what happened on the day we watched that movie with the youth group. We had planned. It was here's the time, buy your tickets, meet us at the movie theater. We're going to watch this movie. And a youth grouper who's a rising grad came. At the time, he was in middle school, bought a ticket for the wrong time and watched the movie alone, or not alone, but in a theater with no other OCYG people. he bought a ticket for the 4:15 show. We were at the 4:00 show. And he sat in this theater by himself with his popcorn bucket, watched the entire movie. We couldn't find him when the movie was over because we were trying to get people back to their parents. So I
And he's
ran
still
in
in
that
the theater.
I ran in that theater and saw him sitting alone watching the movie. And what made it horrific was he didn't realize he was alone until he walked out of the theater. And I told him he had been alone. He just assumed the other people there were Otter Creek people. And he had no idea he had been alone. And I wept. I got in my car and wept. I was so sad. Some of that was how awfully sad the movie Inside Out is.
Beautifully sad.
Combination
Beautifully
that-
sad. Very poignant. Yeah.
A poor student had been left alone and didn't even know he was without friends.
That is incredible. So, Kristen, that can't be the same reason for you because this obviously didn't happen last summer.
Yeah, I feel bad now because I just don't like the movie Inside. Sorry for that.
You don't like it, or you don't like to cry?
Both. I don't like sad movies unless I like need to cry. Like sometimes you just need to cry, you need something to trigger it for you. But especially like coming of age sad movies, I want to go see a funny movie. That whole movie, I was not a fan. I would not go see it by choice.
Wow.
And people always get mad at me for saying that. I thought somebody else finally agreed with me.
Do you have a favorite theater moment that you were thinking of, Kristen?
I have a couple I was trying to decide between because none of them have to do with the movie. Well, okay, yeah. I'll say related to you. Can you come back to me? I'm still deciding between.
Of course, yes. Merritt's been itching to go. It looks like.
Susan has one too.
Oh, good.
Yes. I've got a good one. I was in 10th grade.
It's better not involve another boy.
It does. It's great. So I was dating this boy, although we weren't allowed to date.
Susan dated a little more than I did when we were growing up.
But when I say dated, like we saw each other at school, basically. Like neither one of us could drive. His parents didn't let him come over to even like watch a movie with the family. Like it was but his parents agreed to let us go to a movie, but my brother took us. So I have a brother that's 10 years older than us. So my brother went, I don't remember even what movies it was, Pirates of the Caribbean or something, I don't know. So my brother went and bought his ticket to watch whatever he's going to watch. Michael and I were going to pick out whatever movie we wanted to watch. We ended up picking the same movie as my brother, not knowing that he also picked that movie. So we walk into the theater and my brother goes, Susan, hey, Susan, over here. And I was like, oh, okay, I guess we'll go sit with him. So we go over and we're sitting by my brother, then me, then Michael. Movie's going. All of a sudden, my brother leans over. Biggest gas you've ever heard. And he leans over and goes, sorry, like the loudest whisper. Oh, it was awful. The good thing about that story, though, is that Michael and I were friends for a long time. He went to Freed Hardeman. We were friends and everything. And there were many times when Michael would go, hey, sorry. And like, it was.
That's great.
So good.
Who hadn't gone?
Yeah.
I have one, but I don't want to say it because it's going to spoil Avengers for Mary Helen.
Okay. Well, so
it's okay. It's okay.
Can you?
I really don't want to spoil.
Just say the title.
Can you tell us? Is it in the Age of Ultron? Is it in Age of Ultron? Obviously.
No, it could not be in the Age of Ultron, but it's in the end scene of Endgame.
Endgame. Okay.
Enough said.
That's a cool moment.
Okay. Yeah. Get Mary Helen. I have a feeling we're going to be watching the Avengers movie, so Mary Helen might see that one later. I mean, I predicted Harry Potter. Who hasn't gone? Merritt hasn't gone. Is that it? Oh, Kristen.
Okay, so I think mine would have to be, so when I was in the youth group when we were younger, the movie theater close to our church that we'd always go to had a McAllister's right next to it and a Ben and Jerry's. So me and my friends, when we were like we had to have been like middle school girls or something like that. We came up with this routine. We decided to go see The Fault in Our Stars. And we had this routine where we would go to McAllister's, get food to go, and hide it under our shirts, and then sneak it into the movie theater, and then afterwards go to Ben and Jerry's. And so I think it would be The Fault in Our Stars, because I think that was like one of my first like girly movies to go see with my friends, and it kind of set up a routine to where that kind of became our thing, to go sneak movies, get McAllister sneaking under our shirts and sneaking into a movie. And also I just really liked it because I thought it was going to be sad, but I remember we sat next to like these really big, like tough guys in it, and then they were crying during it,
That's
and
good.
laughing, and it was just a really fun experience, and I'll forget, it triggered future experiences.
Well, when we put this out there for public consumption, we're going to, parents of the high school, girls are going to have some real conversations about Emily skipping school and then Kristen sneaking, food into the theater. This will provide some really good conversations.
Also, side note, I won a lot of hula hoop competitions at that Ben and Jerry's. They have hula hoop competitions in the summer, and I would go and like compete. It was fun.
Really? So This was in Memphis. This is when
the summers that I was in Memphis.
As an adult, like you won hula hooping competitions as an adult.
The competitions were not very like intense. It was like at a Ben and Jerry's. But it was like in the summer they would bring out these hula hoops, and whoever was there could have a hula hoop contest.
Emily,
were you competing against children?
I was assuming she was talking about an Alabama childhood.
What?
Was this Memphis, Kristen?
What
was your story in Memphis?
Yes, it was in Memphis. Also, that was kind of my thing too, is hula hoop competitions. So
yes.
Club.
I'm sorry.
We'll talk later. Yeah.
Oh.
Spoons and hoops.
Yeah. Merritt hasn't gone, and Mary Helen, have you said yours?
I haven't said mine.
Okay. Who's next?
You can go, Merritt.
Well, I don't have a particular movie moment. I mean, growing up, I'm a lot older than any of you, but we didn't go to the movies all the time. We went to the drive-in in the summer all the time, but other than that, so I didn't start going to movies till I was like in college or older. So the only moment that I can think of, I mean, there's movies that stick with me, but if you're looking for a particular moment.
A moment, yeah.
Maybe The Father of the Bride. The scene where the dad and it's her last night at home and they're outside playing basketball. That one got me.
That one's good. That's a good one.
I love that movie.
I do too.
Okay. Also, I was gonna say we need to just have like a running list whenever everyone starts referencing movies, and I'm like, I don't understand what you guys are talking about. We'll just have like a running list of like, Mary Helen needs to watch these movies, so maybe we should make like a Google Doc or something.
Yes, definitely.
But I would probably say the same thing as Emily, because I went with like my 4 best friends, and I think I was probably in like the 6th grade, and we went and saw High School Musical 3, and it was just such a tender moment at the end. And also, I was just going to share this too. I'm almost positive that when I went to see Pitch Perfect 1 or 2, Nick Saban sat right behind me. I think it was the first or second, but that was pretty funny. Him and his wife, Terry.
The thought of him watching that movie is kind of funny.
That is fun.
Kind of hilarious.
That's a great
Okay.
Yeah.
That was fun. That was fun. I mean, we didn't plan that for our meeting this morning, but I feel like, Mary Helen, thank you for coming clean with how few of these movies you've seen.
I just thought that needed to come out, and so I just
Mary Helen, assuming that it is sometime this summer that we can get together in the gym or the sanctuary or even outdoors on a giant, screen, assuming we can watch a marathon this summer, which one are you hoping for? I mean, are you rooting for one of these, or do you care? I mean,
I feel like since it was in the last year that Endgame came out, like I heard so many people rave about that, and so like I guess it'd be kind of cool to watch the Avengers, but I don't know.
Yeah, that was about a year ago, wasn't it? That it came out. So okay, cool.
Yeah.
David, what are the chances we watch we watch Civil War if Avengers wins.
I feel like it should count.
I
Would it
don't
be in queue
think.
because we haven't like advertised
No,
it?
it was a part of another franchise. No, definitely it can't factor into this.
I think we could put together a list of, hey, here's some pre-work before the movie
Yeah,
marathon
that's
that
right.
you all need to do and be ready. And
Definitely.
and maybe we have a few watch parties, Netflix watch parties with some of them that are still available, but
Are they all on Disney Plus?
not all. Some are on Netflix and
Right.
some are on Disney Plus. They're still.
And, well, Spider-Man is not on any of them. The latest Spider-Man is not on any of them.
Yeah.
All right. Good work, everybody.